It's coming up with something. Meeting.
Are we recording?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we are recording. Yeah, excellent. Okay, hi guys. Welcome to this afternoon's Google meeting. We're doing this on video for once. Weird.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube later. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly run through the lists and we're picking our 3 favorites from each. Was that right, guys?
That's what we were trying to do. 3 favorites and 3 that we probably would have considered
for the
possibly would have gone onto the naughty list had the event gone ahead.
Yes.
I do think there are some caveats though before we start, because obviously last year we did something similar and all hell broke loose. So just to kind of say that the naughty list isn't really a naming and shaming thing, it was merely a device that we used to try and balance the games more fairly due to the uniqueness of the strategy phase. Obviously, the strategy phase would have been different this year anyway, but there's still a place for the naughty list.
Yeah,
we'll probably talk about that later.
People are collecting badges as to how many times they've been on it and things like that.
I mean, there are people. I mean, Mark
Frost. Yeah. Mark Frost.
I mean, there's certain people that I genuinely don't even bother reading their lists. I just sort of think, yeah, that's going to be on there. Gareth Wayne being one of those, but no spoilers here though. I'm not sorry he's in my list, but we shall see later on, won't we?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Please don't get upset. It isn't a name and shame. It isn't sort of some public no right of reply kind of thing. It is a bit of fun that we have every year, and some people take it in very good spirits. Others have, of course, problems. But like I said, it isn't a name and shame. It isn't anything about you or your person, and it's also incredibly subjective and not really indicative of how games have gone either, if truth be told.
No, it often is the case that when we start the event, a list that we didn't think was that we thought that's not going to be a bother suddenly turns out to be that's really good.
Yeah, it's luck on the days and things like that as well. You know, you can have a rock hard army, but if you can don't use it, if you don't, the situation doesn't turn up where you can use it properly, it makes all the difference.
So shall we start? Who wants to start?
Just one more thing before we do. Just to say, actually, last year I think everybody was like, "Oh my word, the Traitors! Their list is horrific. They're going to absolutely destroy everything that comes before them." And I think they won 1 round. So just to say how utterly subjective this is. So come on in, let's get started. So we're going to go with who first? The Traitors, the Forces of the War Master.
Traitors first. Forces of the War.
We'll do this alphabetically. So we are starting with Alex Carrion. Oh God, no. I would say we can't edit it. We can't edit it. 3 times to get names right. Karademu. I'm sorry, Alex.
We can't edit this, obviously.
No.
So everyone,
Sharedmo, I would say. Sharedmo.
I'm just going to call him Alex. Nice guy.
Alex. Yeah, Alex.
So he is running Sons of Horus and Imperial Militia. He's got a snazzy commander name of Bastus Akalan. He is using the Chosen Duty Right of War, and the provenance of war for the militia are Feral Warriors and Chemjackers.
Nice combo.
Absolutely.
Who's looked up what Chosen Duty is? Well, I look up Feral Warriors and Chemjackers.
That's the Praevian Right of War. It allows you to take vets as troops. I think it means you can't have a Lord of War. No, I'm not sure if it means you can't have a... But the key thing is it means you can have vets as troops.
So like Pride of the Legion then?
Yeah, sorry. Delegatus, not Praevian. It's a Delegatus specific right of war.
Well, that's lucky. His first HQ choice is a Delegatus.
Oh, nice segue.
I know, right? Mastercrafted Bolter, Artificer Armor, Refractor Field.
Yep.
Nothing too snazzy there, though.
No. Fairly straightforward.
Yeah. Artificer Armor, I've got a Praevian, sorry. Artificer Armor, Bolter, Refractor Field, Power Sword. Castellax with 3 Castellax, frag grenades, targeting arrays, and 2 flamers. No Darkfire lads, though.
Yeah, no, that's nice, isn't it? Not bad. Interesting choice. The Praevian, always something a bit different. So I like that.
Yep.
We're getting to the troops now. So we have 2 tactical squads. They are identical, and they have Nuncio Vox, a missile launcher with Spencer Webb, plasma gun, Artificer Armor. On the sergeant.
Yes, veteran tactical squads.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, look, we can watch Mr. B and smash his room up, which he does with every episode. Look at him go, what are you going to knock over now?
Yeah,
I can't get names right. You can't not know things. Right.
I normally paint when we're thinking, but if I start painting, people think I'm not paying attention.
Well, that's what we think. But now you've told us, the gig's up.
Expected. Right. Okay. We haven't got past the troops' choice of the first army, people. So we have in the elites 2 rapier batteries. They are laser destroyer arrays.
Good choices. Solid
Apothecary with artificer armor.
Yeah.
Michael's favourite, the heavy support squad with Volkite culverins.
Volkite for the win.
My grand favourites, the Whirlwind Scorpions.
That's a great one. Good choices.
Nifty little Sons of Horus contingent.
Mm-hmm.
Get onto the militia. So Force Commander with a mastercrafted power weapon, an Iron Halo, a Cyber Familiar. Graham's just going for a wander there. He's just
I'm going for the. I've got to look up. Yeah, Feral Warriors.
I think it's +1 attack, if I remember correctly. Or that it does have different Ogrins as well.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, military squad with a power weapon, Vexilia, las carbines, and crack grenades. Elites are the Auxiliary Brute Squad, 6 of them.
Nice.
Carapace armor, power weapons, boarding shield, combat shields, ×2, and artificial and additional close combat weapons.
Nice.
He's got a Thunderbolt with ground tracking auguries and a flare shield.
Good choices.
And a Battletech squadron of 3 Demon Russes, heavy bolter sponsons, a Vanquisher, Annihilator, and 2 las cannons.
Yeah. So just to quickly, Alchem Jackers effectively means you're stubborn in close combat. You don't take leadership modifiers, which is good. And if they fail a morale check owing to casualties in the shooting phase, they become pinned instead of falling back, which is obviously great for militia with their slightly ropey leadership values. And the second one he had was Alchem Jackers.
Feral Warriors.
Feral Warriors, yeah. So Feral Warriors receive +1 to their weapon skill. And Ogrins get +1 attack, which is great if you've got 6 of them. The Providence cannot have more units with a vehicle type until it does have infantry type.
Yep.
So, yeah. Is it?
Why? Yeah. It's got 1 squad.
Yeah, but
One
there's 3
Thunderbolt.
vehicles.
It's not the toughest. It's not the toughest list, but it's certainly an interesting list.
So basically, just to give you some idea of the criteria here that I'm using, I don't know about you guys, for the sort of nice list, I'm using armies that I would like to have played against because they're different and interest me.
Yep.
And that's super subjective, obviously. But this was, I really like this one. Yeah. There's lots of different units, lots of different things that can, cause you some fun and games. The big Ogrin squad seems very characterful.
All in all, got something you don't see very often as well.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of Praevians, really. You think you would, but...
Yeah, Praevian, you've also got the Vanquishers, which will inevitably cause him no end of havoc because you think they're going to do really well and they never do. But yeah, it's a really good list. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. So what about Anthony Little's list then, Graham?
So Anthony Little, this is this commander is J4K the Clown.
He's taking Auto Reductor, by the way.
Thank you. His force org chart is Matrix of Ruin, which I think is the Auto Reductor one, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I think as you take four heavy support.
Oh yeah. Yep. So he's got a Mega Reductor with just a power axe, rad grenades, an Archaeotech pistol, with a Cyber Familiar. So sensible, hasn't gone mental with the putting everything in the sun under it. Mm-hmm. Then he's got 3 squads of Phalanx with varying sizes, 2 of 3, 1 of 6. And the 1 of 6 has got Ferox and heavy chain blades. Nice. Then he's gone for Skylax Guardian Automata Covenant, which is 9 of those guys with frag grenades and enhanced targeting arrays. And then we've got some Securitari Hoplites ×20, and they're in an armored conveyor because why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah. Best way to go.
We will put. I'll put these show notes in not show notes. The lists in the YouTube notes when it gets.
Yes, it's a shame we couldn't. I mean, I don't know if we can screen share these without knocking ourselves out of the picture, but it's up to you guys.
Not sure.
So Eric's just so you know, the unit gets the raid special rule, and they get the rending on their attacks as well.
Yeah. They get what was that?
They get rage, and their attacks become.
So what about the fast attack choices then?
So the fast attack, the classic Chris Mills special, the 5-man Ursarax cohort, very good strength 10 power fists. And then Voltarax Automata, just the one, I guess.
Yep, just one.
And then in heavy support, we've got 2 Krios assault tanks.
Krakenos. Karakinos?
Assault tanks. Are those the ones that they get for the cheapest chips?
I think they're the ones with the missile launcher in the back. They're like the Trios, but with a missile launcher.
Oh, nice, good choices. Okay,
so you never really. I've never seen one of them in the flesh.
Dave Brains, didn't he, last year?
Believe he does. Yes, he did. Yeah, but they've got the missile launchers that come out thing, and then
and then he's got another characterful tank, the Macarid Explorator, flare shield, Mauler bolt cannons, beg your pardon, twin linked eradication engine sponsors though, so that's going to wreck your day.
I reckon he's going to put the Silax in that.
That would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? I guess
the Madros and the Silax in that.
Yeah, it's a great tank for keeping things alive, and those irradiation engines are, I'm going to want to say, Fleshbane AP3 Torrent.
They're brutal. They are brutal.
Absolutely.
Don't forget Mauler bolt cannons for AP3 as well.
Yeah. So it's a great tank. It's expensive, but good tanks. And then the Thanatar Siege Automata, the classic big old plasma mortar thing with Paragon and metal, so it doesn't go all fritzy and start blowing your own army up. So not a bad little list, actually. As I like Order Reductor. That's not bad. I'm okay with that one.
That passes the test.
It passes the Graham Mills test. I mean, it would be a hard thing to deal with, but not impossible, I don't think. But there's some tough. All of the troop choices are tough there, and they're quick as well with the.
The Phalanx going to get across. 3 rooms. I'm trying to go by memory now. It's never good. 3 piece toughness 5. That's gonna
be really tough, especially the big 6-man one with all of the close combat abilities. So tough.
Well, on to Chris Brown. Now, Chris was one of the first to cancel. That's not saying anything bad against him. He's a doctor in a hospital, so kind of understandable. His the commander of the last squad, because Graham didn't name him, was J4K the Clown.
I did.
Did you mention him?
Are you painting?
This is painting again, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, this one we have Zoltan Kul, Praetor of the Twisting Rune, the Dark Heart, Oathbreaker, Hand of Lorgar.
Great name, right? Absolutely. Straight away, out the box. That's like, yes, now we're talking.
And he's given all of his squad's names.
That name has been written when he's had a very bad day at the office. You can tell.
Potentially, yeah. Well, he sent me this, as things were hitting the fan. So,
do you think so? I think this is like an old D&D character that he's kept with him all these years, just to unleash.
Level 100 D&D Dark Mage.
So his HQ units, he's got Zoltan Kul, he's Praetor with Burning Law, Catapracci Terminator Armor, Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, Volkite Charger, Digital Lasers. So it's pretty
standard. Burning Law, come on.
Mordwin If, a Chaplain with Burning Law, Catapracci Terminator Armor, Power Axe, and a Combi Bolter. Standard. Dovan Ban, a champion in Tartaros Terminator Armor, speaking of sweeping advances, Mastercrafted Paragon Blade, and a Combi Bolter.
Double Paragon Blade.
Yeah, nice. In his elite, he's got Jarell the First Entombed, a Contemptor Cortus class Dreadnought with 2 Dreadnought close combat weapons.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
If he's Jarell the First Entombed, why is he in a Cortus?
Oh. maybe his normal Dreadnought was knackered and they just replaced it with a Cortus.
Mr. Pedant.
Oh yeah, you've never been.
Look, he took the effort to name him. Let's not sort of pick them apart.
And we're joined now live from Pedantry in West Sussex with Chris Mills.
Okay, so troops. He's got the Extremity. A 10-man Tartaros Terminator squad, 3 power swords, 4 combi flamers, 2 heavy flamers, 2 power fists, 4 Volkite chargers, 3 lightning claws, a chain fist, and thunder hammer. And they're in a Spartan assault tank with armored ceramite and a flare shield. That's kind of good.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Undying, a 10-man Catapracci Terminator squad with 3 power axes, 4 combi plasmas, 2 plasma blasters, 4 power fists, 4 combi bolters, power sword, chain fist, thunder hammer. Also a Spartan assault tank with armored ceramite and flare shield. So
Yeah,
those 2 squads will do some damage. Then we have got Uro, Lost but Honored, a Leviathan Siege Dreadnought with 2 Leviathan Siege Cannons, a Storm Cannon, sorry, a Phosphex Discharger, and the Twin-Linked Volkite Nipple Guns, and extra armor.
Chest guns.
Then Dance Macabre, a Sakaran Arcus tank with Las Cannon Sponsons and Skyspear Warheads. And then Death Rides, a Sakaran Venator tank destroyer.
Nice. Great.
So
that list is it's compact, but it's going to hurt you a lot.
Yeah, Terminators are going to knack. The only one I would say there that it's questionable is the Leviathan, foot slogging Leviathan.
Yeah, but narratively, I would like to play this army. Burning Law, for those listening, is that's
Level 1
basically what
Psyker.
gives level 1 Psyker. Yeah. So
Access to Biomancy
go on.
Biomancy is the only one. Oh, go on.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Played.
Yeah, but I normally always would play Biomancy because you go in for Iron Arm.
Yeah, but telepathy's primaris power is Warp Shriek, isn't it? Which is AP2, no cover save.
True. Okay.
Ooh,
So
scary.
Next one. Chris.
Nice. I like that. I like that armor. Actually, I like that army. That would be fun to play against. And giving stuff names, weirdly enough, does make it feel like it would be good fun. When you finally destroy the Dance Macabre. That would be a cool thing, like a narrative moment.
It would be. Okay, so what's next then?
We have David Williams, and he is bringing the first of one of many lists I think we're going to be seeing, and that is the Ruinstorm. So his commander is here we go, Slorgithris the Plague Ridden. He's using the Crusade Force Org, and he is using the Creeping Scourge Etheric Dominion. So it's compact and tasty. Right. Ruinstorm Demon Lord of Sorcery, Mastery level 5, Miasma of Rot, Shroud of Darkness. And with 3 Ruinstorm Brutes, all with Warp Scale Hide and Crushing Claws. He has a Greater Demon, Lord of Sorcery, Master level 2, Miasma of Rot, Warp Scale Hide, and then a Demon Chosen, Lord of Sorcery, Master level 2, Miasma of Rot. I'll go through what some of these things are.
Thanks. You can see my confused look, which is normally my normal look that I have. You can't see it, so that's cool.
In a second, I'll run through what
cheers, bro.
So, Ruinstorm Lesser Demons, 2 squads of those, 20 in each squad with Crushing Claws. Another one with Demonic Wings and Crushing Claws, and a further one with Demonic Wings and Crushing Claws.
20, 40, 60 demons.
To get through. Bearing in mind getting worse out of the game, but those first 3 turns are going to sting.
Strength 5, toughness 5, possibly more. I'm guessing Crushing Claws does like +1 strength or something. I guess.
We have 3 heavy support choices, and they are all Greater Beasts with Rift Barb, Warp Scale Hide, and Miasma of Rot. So let's...
For those wondering, Creeping Scourge, that gives infantry, beasts, and cavalry 5+ Feel No Pain. Monstrous and Gargantuan units get It Will Not Die. And you've got to roll an extra d6 when charging or running and pick the lowest.
Yeah.
And everyone has access to Miasma of Rot, which is any model in contact or engage with this unit takes -1 to their toughness or -1 to the AB on all sides of your vehicles.
So, Crushing Claws. The unit gains the Rending special rule on all close combat attacks it makes.
Yeah. And the Rift Barb, it's like 12-inch. Strength +2, AP free shot with Armor Bane.
And Warp Scale Hide.
David.
Warp Scale Hide gives them a 3+ armor save. Are there any other emanations there? Because I can't look at both things at once, unfortunately.
No, I think that's all they've got there. Oh, Shroud of Darkness. Isn't that like
models charging with the unit with this emanation do not gain bonus attacks from charging?
Yeah. Okay. So
that's like defensive grades then.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about Damien's then?
Oh, just scoop over it quickly.
I just don't even want to talk about it because it looks horrible. No, it's all right. It looks interesting. It's just it looks horrible, probably because I don't know what it does.
I mean, I think even let's have a hazard a guess that Demonic Wings is going to give you like jump packs, which means that the demons are going to be coming out of those rifts, and they're going to be right in your grill with their rending attacks. very early doors. It feels like a very tough list. Like I say, these things are purely subjective and not in any way indicative of the person. Just want to make that absolutely clear. But that would have probably put us somewhere where we would have probably added that to the VIP list for further investigation.
It's going on there. It's going on the potential.
Yeah, I mean, even if you took, Greg's sound advice about dealing with demons, I don't think you could in that, if I'm honest, that quickly. There's a lot of them there, and they're going to be tough to get through.
And they're going to get, if you get those portraits correctly, they're going to be, in and around quickly. And if you're not getting the extra attacks as well.
No, I agree. I mean, feel no pain. What was the other thing they get? They get feel no pain, or it will not die if they're a monstrous creature. So those greater beasts will all have it will not die, and so will the big demons, I guess.
So,
very
noble themed, obviously.
Absolutely, it's totally cool theme. No problems there. So nice one. Anyway, next out the bag is Damien Turner's World Eaters. So he's got Khan the Bloody as his commander, and he's using the Berserker Assault Rite of War.
Cool.
So he's got Khan the Bloody and Chris's favourite character, Garland Serlak. Everybody's got.
I never want to see on a bit of paper ever. Garland. How big is the Inductor squad? That's the thing.
We're coming on to it. It's not. So he's got a squad of Red Butchers, which will be 5 of them, with no additional things. So I think they'd be on just twin power axes.
Yeah.
Apothecarian detachment. So he's got 2 of those, and they've both got. Actually, he's got 2 lots of 2, and the only upgrade they've got is they've both got augury scanners. And then he's got 2 tactical squads, 10 man, obviously additional close combat weapons. They've all got chain axes, so that gives them strength 5, and a power fist and artist for armor on the sergeant.
Yeah,
and lightning claw on the other, or a pair of lightning claws, one assumes, on the other one, with artist for armor as well. And then Chris's favorite unit, the Inducti, 15 of these bad boys with chain axes. That's not too bad, is it?
And an apothecary.
And an apothecary. Well, it probably Garland would go with them for a 4+ feel no pain, wouldn't he?
And then you sort of, why do you need 4 apothecaries?
Do you know what? I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing he's kind of doubling down here to make sure. It seems like a apothecary heavy, but who are we to 2 with each tactical squad, I guess. Keep these people alive, but I guess in case the apothecaries get whacked somehow. Who knows? Anyway, if you think about it, that tactical squad on the charge would be 40 attacks.
Oh yeah.
Chain axes at strength 5.
Piling out Spartan as well, so.
Well, the Inducti, we assume, are going to go. Yeah, actually, no, you're right. So the Leviathan, Siege Dreadnought, and the heavy support. This is classic stuff. Just Siege Drill and the Claw, my personal favourite combo. Twin-linked Volkite calibers in the chest guns. A Phosphex discharger for that nice, is it AP2, I think? Strength, Fleshbane. Armoured Ceramite, which is a good choice for a drop podding one, and that is what he's got, a Dreadnought drop pod. So that thing's going to be coming in turn 1 as well. And then 2 Spartans, all identical, flare shields, armoured ceramite, classics, and with frag launchers. So, I'm not quite sure why you'd want frag launchers, but because don't the tactical squads already come with frag grenades? Might be able to save yourself 20 points there, but maybe not. Anyway, there you go. Maybe the Inducti don't come with them.
Yeah.
But yes, that is. I mean, it's fun, isn't it? It's got one job and one job alone, and that is to charge forward and kill everything.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what you want from a World Eater squad. So yeah, tough, but it would be a lot of fun. It would be absolutely carnage, and a good fun army to play against, I think. So that one's okay by me.
But the thing is, there's nothing AP2. There's no 2+ armor saves.
No, he's
so
just
If you can stand that, if you can crack those 2 walnuts in the Spartans.
Yeah.
Then
last time I had my 2 walnuts cracked.
No, kid show. And pour some shots into those tactical squads, and there's only 10 in each of those squads. They're not too bad. The Inducti are going to be if you get that wave in. That's the problem.
The Inducti are going to be nasty.
People are going to notice that I use my hands a lot when I talk on this.
We're very vocal people.
Exactly.
I stim a lot, so I'm always playing with something. Screwdriver, for example.
Right.
Okay, so Dean Shaw, friend of ours, with his Iron Warriors. Now his commander is Perturabo, and he's taking Hammer of Olympia as Rite of War.
2 classic combos so far.
HQ, we've got a Damocles Command Rhino with Dozer Blade and Shrapnel Bolts.
Yep.
What do Shrapnel Bolts do again, Graham?
Shrapnel bolts basically they're AP5 rather than AP4, but they make you take a pinning test if you take shot by them, I think.
We've got a Siege Breaker with Catapraxi Terminator armor and a Power Axe. Then Elites, a Contemptor Dreadnought with a Twin Linked Heavy Bolter, 2 of them in fact, and Shrapnel Bolts. So that's going to be interesting. 3 identical 10-men tactical squads with no upgrades other than Artificer armor on the Sergeant. Then we've got 2 identical Iron Havoc squads, 5 men, 5 las cannons, augury scanner.
Yep.
A Leviathan Siege Dreadnought with 2 storm cannons in a Dreadnought drop pod. So no Phosphex. That's different.
Yeah.
Then a Tyrant Siege Terminators, 10 of them with a chain fist, single chain fist. Then the Lord of War, we've got the Primarch Perturabo after Istvan with a Terminator Command Squad, 5 men, Chain Fist, 3 Lightning Claws, Power Sword, and Heavy Flamer.
So, right then.
The Iron Warriors player.
That's going to be a toughie. That's going to be a toughie.
Again, and no.
Because 3 tactical squads out in the wild. There's no defense line to hide them behind.
There's no Rhino.
No rhinos. Once you've got those out the way, it's. I
mean,
if you kill troops, you're always going to be an advantage in the game.
Yeah, I think
they're not difficult.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of snookered himself a little bit there, I feel, by doing that. But fair play. It does balance it out a bit. And Leviathan with storm cannon, I mean, I would probably have had close combat weapons personally because you've got enough shooting there to last.
Yeah, I would have gone with the siege drill and siege claw myself.
But the only thing I'm slightly curious about also is, maybe that's why. No, so I think that Perturabo, when he goes with the squad, can deep strike on turn 1. You don't need to do a reserve roll for it. And I think the Dreadnought can come in turn 1 as part of Dreadpot Assault. The rest of it isn't coming in via deep strike. So why have the Damocles Command Rhino?
What you call it? The orbital bombardment.
Yeah, but I mean,
Perturabo's
got an orbital bombardment as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I see the point, but we'll see how it goes. Well, we won't.
See how it goes. That's exactly it. We won't.
This is what could have been.
I'll give him a game against my Salamanders, and I'll let you know how we get on.
Yeah. Okay. Then we've got Gareth Wayne. What about Gareth then?
Long time proponent of the
Who was it? Me? Oh God.
Yeah, Chris.
Engrossed in the list then. Right. So yes, Gareth, troublemaker extraordinaire. He is bringing 1,000 Suns. That's why he's a troublemaker extraordinaire. He is running the Guard of the Crimson King. So HQ, old One Eye himself, Magnus. He's a master of signals with what? With arcane litanies. Corvidae is his, I can't remember the word, the phrases they've for them, their sect, and psychic mastery level 1. A Breacher Siege Squad, 10 guys, Raptora sect, melter bombs, 2 melter guns, Nuncio Vox, Artificer armor, Combi melter, and a power axe.
Is anybody looking up Raptora and Corvidae? Because I haven't got the book.
I can't do 2 things at once.
Raptora is Corvidae is the prescience, the power, the prescience.
All right.
Divination.
Okay. Sorry, man.
I can't remember what Raptora is.
So then we get a Sekhmet Terminator Cabal. 5 guys in the unit. Cataphract armor, Raptora again. 5 power, 5 force axes. Just extra views. A second unit of those, 5 again, Raptora, Tartarus Terminator armor this time, 3 power fists, 2 chain fists, and a second squad identical to that.
Yeah.
Tartarus 3 and 2 power fist, chain fists respectively. Tactical support squad, 10 guys in the unit, Corvidae, sect, rotor cannon, additional close combat weapon, Ace Fix Shells, and a Power Fist.
Mm-hmm.
We have a fast attack choice of a words not like me here. Amatar Occult Intercession Cabal. Who could be anyone. 5 guys, Corvidae, Nuncio Vox.
They're the Psychers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Not Psychers, Snipers.
Oh, those cool ones.
Yeah, they're Snipers.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. All right.
Gravy. So we have Heavy Support Squad, Corvidae, Volkite Culverins, and an Augury Scanner. Sakaran Arcus, Las Cannon Sponsons, Sakaran Omega, that we don't see very often, Las Cannon Sponsons. And that is Gareth's list.
Yeah. Not a lot of in that, is there, to be honest.
You could see the tumbleweeds rolling there as we just thought, no, there isn't a lot of give there.
That would probably have tweaked
Magnus rolling around.
Yeah, I mean, even the non-upped Magnus would almost certainly have piqued our interest. You know, lots of Terminators, they're hard to get through. Yet there isn't. I mean, I suppose he's put the breaches in, but yeah, there's not a lot of give there, to be fair. But then there's not a lot of movement there either, unless they can do something special, because the Terminators are all on foot. The breaches are on foot, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's walking. No vehicles.
So yeah. So in that regard, not all easy for Gareth there. We'd have to think about it. So I don't know. Don't they get a psychic power where they can move really quickly? But I think that might just be Magnus's. I can't remember. Anyway, one of the sort of lightning ones. Anyway, all in all, I mean, it's not the most friendly list, but then it's not the worst list in the world, to be honest with you. With
absolutely not.
Things are going to have to, unless they can deep strike, they're going to have to walk, aren't they?
But that's a nice guy. I'm just going to make life easier whoever he plays.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so we'll come back to that one. Henry Collier's next. He's using the Emperor's. Oh, what are they called?
Emperor's Children.
Emperor's Children. We don't know.
Children.
Emperor's Children. So, Lord Commander Eidolon is in the house, and it's the 3rd Company Elite, which is the Rite of War. So, as mentioned, Lord Commander Eidolon and a chaplain with a power maul, Artist for Armor, Plasma Pistol Bolter, Refractor Field, and a Sonic Shrieker. 3 Apothecaries with nothing. Contemptor Talon this time. So 3 of these guys. Twin Volkite Culverin, Kerry's Pattern Assault Cannon, Plasma Cannon, and a Carapace mounted Havoc Launcher. So a bit of everything in that Talon. Then we've got 16-man tactical squads with Sonic Shriekers even, Artists for Armor and Power Fists. We've got a tactical support squad with all plasma guns. I'm assuming that's 5-man. Additional close combat weapons and the Sonic Shriekers as well. And then we've got the Cacophony Cora. So 9 of these guys, Artists for Armor, Melter Bombs, Rhino, and a Multi-Melter. I'm assuming the Multi-Melter's on the Rhino, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look it up. In the fast attack section, we've got a Storm Eagle Assault gunship with the classic Multi-Melter and Twin Link Las Cannons combo. And Anvilus Pattern Dreadclaw Drop Pod. And finally, in the heavy sports squad, in the heavy sports section, 3 solid choices: the Fire Raptor with the Reaper autocannon batteries, which is my personal favourite, and 4 Hellstrike missiles as well, rather than the Ordnance ones. And then the Whirlwind Scorpius classic tank, very cheap points, and the Sakaran Venator tank destroyer with an auxiliary drive and armoured Ceramite, and inevitably disappointment. So yeah, that's not bad, is it? You don't see too many.
I mean, the Cacophony can sort of kill themselves quite easily, if I remember correctly.
I think they can. Yeah.
I'll have a quick gander while you talk about it.
I think, correctly.
So I've got the red book of everything.
Oh yeah,
that just makes life easier.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm intrigued to see what's going in the Anvilus. I assume it's the plasma guys.
Possibly for a little bit of fun and games, or maybe a Cacophony squad. I don't know. So the Cacophony, which is the weapon that these guys use, 36, strength 6, AP 5. It is heavy too, so probably not in the Dreadclaw. Gets hot, pinning Biopsychic Shock, and for those not familiar with it, Okay, at the end of the shooting phase, all units with leadership values who do not have the fearless rule and have suffered one or more unsaved wound from weapons with biopsychic shock must take a leadership test with a negative modifier equal to the wounds they've suffered. So, for example, if you took 4 wounds, you'll be at -4.
Yep.
If the test has failed, the unit immediately suffers D6 wounds at AP2 instant death.
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
With no cover saves. And the player controlling the unit selects which models suffer these wounds. And the chosen models need be the closest to the unit. So that's kicking some stuff out there.
Yeah, they are nasty. But it's that gets hot thing, and you have a lot of them in there.
Yeah, and
2 shots apiece.
There isn't a huge amount of anti-tank in here either. I suppose the Venator at a push. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do, but it will be disappointing because it always is. But yeah, it's a good list actually. It's nice, different.
Yeah,
I quite
it's
like
good to see Eidolon as well. I don't think I've ever seen an Eidolon out in the world.
I don't think I may have when Richie had his guys, his Emperor's Children. I think I faced him, but I can't remember what he did off the top of my head. But yeah, like I say, nice little combo, a bit different, good stuff.
Yeah, cool. Okay, right. I've got James Tim. His commander is Conrad D. Ranasard. He's taking Word Bearers with an armored breakthrough list.
Lovely.
So his HQ, he's got his obligatory chaplain with artificer armor, power axe, and refractor field. A champion with a divining blade. Is this the first one we've seen of those? Yep.
Yeah, just a power blade.
Yep. Refractor field, artificer armor. And then his master of armor as a Sakaran battle tank with las cannon sponsons. It's okay, Lindsay, you can come in. Oh no, I thought the wife was going to come in. I thought she was bringing some stuff in. Oh, she is. Yes. Live streaming, bit different. It's okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so master of armor, Sakaran battle tank, las cannon sponsons. Then we've got a veteran tactical squad, 8 men. With stalkers as their veteran tactic, artificer armor, and a power axe. A Terminator squad, 6 men in Tartarus Terminator armor with 2 chain fists, 4 power fists in a Spartan assault tank with a flare shield and dozer blade. Then troops, he's got 2 bare bones predators, no sponsons, no armor, no machine, nothing, just nothing. Bare bones predators. Then fast attack, we've got a Xiphon pattern interceptor with ground tracking auguries, a termite assault drill. So I'm guessing this is going to be for the
this
squad.
We'll come on to this in a minute.
9-man seeker squad in combi with combi plasmas. I'm looking at this and I've worked out there is an issue here.
There is an issue here, yes.
Yeah, 2 vindicators and a fell blade. And how did I not spot this issue before?
The problem here is, and this did come up in discussions with other folks, if you run armored breakthrough, the rule says that if you've got a dedicated transport and that dedicated transport is the tank type, you have to have it.
Yeah.
So, for example, the veterans would have to go in a Rhino, and the Seekers would have to go in a Land Raider Proteus, because I think that's their dedicated transport. So this would have to have a little bit of a rethink, James, for future reference.
Apologies. Yeah. We should have spotted this earlier rather than while we're just going through it.
Yeah,
we had other things to worry about.
Yeah, so it was kind of, but yes,
just we were kind of worrying. Is this thing going to go ahead? What's happening here? But
yeah, just a general rule of thumb here: if you've got a dedicated transport and it's a tank type and you're trying to do armor breakthrough, you have to take it. So that means, in some instances, paying a 35-point tax on your tactical squad if you want to, or support squad, for example, if you want them to go into termite, because the termite I don't think is a tank type anyway. I could be wrong.
Can't remember.
Yeah, so just to give you a heads up there.
It's a tax on the Seekers though. So what's a Proteus?
Yeah, Proteus, yeah, you couldn't. It would be a Proteus. I think armored Proteus is that the cheaper one, or is that the? I always get them confused. There's the Proteus. There's the Phobos. I think the Proteus is
the cheap one.
Yeah, I think the Proteus is the 200-point one.
Yeah.
So yeah, little bit of a heads up for next time. So no worries.
Cool, and
okay. Back to you, Chris.
So we have James Wright, and he is running Emperor's Children, and with an allied detachment of Demons of the Ruinstorm. His commander is Flavarius. What a cracking name that is.
That is a great name.
He is running the Rite of War, the Maru Skara, and his etheric dominion is Lurid Onslaught, which many women have experienced in the nightclub at some point, I'm sure.
Great name for a goth club, wouldn't it?
It is.
Well,
We are Lurid Onslaught.
Oh yeah, we go. That's another one for Edge Stock.
Edge Stock 2021. Yes. The Emperor's Children are a Praetor, Mastercraft Paragon Blade, Melter Bombs, Digital Lasers, Iron Halo, Sonic Shrieker. What does a Sonic Shrieker do, actually, Graham? As you're fingering through a book. We have a champion with a Paragon Blade, Melter Bombs, Refractor Field, another Sonic Shrieker, and a Scimitar Jet Bike. Phoenix Terminators, 6 of them. Sonic Shriekers, a Grenade Harness, a Spartan Assault Tank with Auxiliary Drive, Armored Ceramite, and Flare Shield.
Okay. Do you want me to go through the Sonic Shrieker quickly?
Yeah, just quickly as well.
Yeah, a model equipped with the Sonic Shrieker imposes -1 weapon skill on enemy models in base contact and assault. Enemies which are immune to fear, though, are also immune to this.
Okay.
An independent character, Legion Astartes, Emperor's Children special rule, may be given us, basically you get one for 5 points.
Cool.
So, do you want me to read the Rite of War, the Marasuka?
Yeah,
why not? I wasn't familiar with that. So, Open Blade, if it's the primary detachment, all the controlling players' units using this Rite of War are deployed on the table at the start of the game, may add +1 to their normal movement, to their run and charge distances in the first player turn. So it's like a big run. And the Hidden Blade, primary detachment, controlling player must choose a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3 units from the elites and or fast tech choices. These, along with any independent characters held in reserve and treated entirely separately from the other units. The controlling player must then, after deployment, but before the game begins, secretly write a note listing either turn 2, 3, or 4 as the turn in which they turn up. This is left face down in plain sight. When the chosen player turn arrives, basically turn it over and tell them. Hidden Blade units arrive from reserve as normal, but gain the outflank special rule. So that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's jazzy. I like that.
Yeah.
So,
and then you can't take, you can't think anything with immobile, heavy, or slow and purposeful. Special rules. You must take a Legion champion as a second HQ choice, which we have. Slay the warlord. Second objective being used. The army using this Rite of War fails to slay the enemy warlord. The opposing player gets +1 victory point. So it's a bit of a literally double-edged Paragon Blade, as they say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Still, champion Paragon Blade, Refractor Field on a bike. It's a good choice, I think.
So, troops quickly. 2 10-man squads, Power Fists on the Sergeant, Rhino, Multi-Melter. A Javelin Attack Speeder, Multi-Melter, Twin-Link Las Cannon. 5 Jet Bike Sky Hunters. So I'm guessing they'll be rolling with the champion, giving him a bit of protection. We have a Leviathan without a drop pod, because can't take a drop pod. Because it would get the movable, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. You're right.
Yeah.
Well played.
Then Demons of the Ruin Storm. So we have a Demon Lord of Sorcery Master level 3, Demonic Wings, Rift Barb, Flensing Talons. Don't know how many brutes, so possibly just 1. Crushing Claws, Demonic Wings, and then 2 squads, Crushing Claws, Flensing Talons, Quicksilver Blades, and there's 10 models in each unit. You don't want to say the horrible things that all does.
Would you mind? This is about as much as the Demons of the Ruin Storm as I'd like to go with.
So Lurid Onslaught.
Yeah.
All models in the attachment gain the hit and run special rule.
Okay.
No unit included as part of this army may benefit from a cover save, except one provided by the Jinx special rule.
Nice.
Any unit in this attachment may take Stupefying Mask Emanation, which he hasn't done. If the unit consists of multiple models, then all the models in the unit must take this upgrade. A Demon Lord, so you've got different warlord traits. Twisting Dream. So the Demons of the Ruinstorm player scores 1 victory point whenever an enemy unit. That's not going to apply there because it's not a primary attachment, but I'll tell you anyway, actually. So Demons of the Ruinstorm player scores 1 victory point whenever an enemy unit fails a morale check. This does not include tests made to regroup, but does include pinning tests, fear tests, and checks made due to the Stupefying Mask Emanation. However, any enemy unit that succeeds any of these checks due to the result of insane heroism, +1, reduces the number of victory points scored by this army by D3.
Yeah, the victory points for special things is a bit of we kind of said a blanket no to having these simply because of the way that games are put together. But yeah, it wouldn't have applied anyway. But
fencing talons.
Yeah, Rift Barb, fencing talons. All of
The
that.
fencing talons gives you shred.
Nice.
So the Rift Barb is the 12-inch user plus 2 strength,
yeah.
AP3.
Which is great because Ruinstorm Demon Lord strength 7 to start with, isn't they? Or something like that. So strength 9, Armor Bane, 12-inch. It's going to wreck your day, flying demon, but it can't jink, interestingly enough.
Anything else on there? Can't.
Quicksilver speed?
Quicksilver speed, fleet and move through cover.
Nice.
So very Slaneshi themed.
Totally. I like that, actually. This list I wouldn't mind to play against because I think this has got lots of different things, lots of different stuff going on, and I like the way he's tied the Emperor's Children with the demons. I think that's cool.
Jazzy.
Yeah. Definitely.
Now we move on to Troublemaker Extraordinaire number 2, I believe.
Which one's this one? Oh, hello. So it's everybody's favourite Essex boy, Mark. Oh, blimey, Governor Frost. And he's got. Shall I do this in a Cockney accent?
No.
Okay.
No, you shouldn't.
He's got.
Please don't.
Commander Pork Pie. Force Organisation, obviously Crusade, and he's taken the Etheric Domain, which is maddening swarms.
That's the psychic.
An extra emanation of horror.
Correcto. So he's got a Lord of Sorcery, who's only Master Level 3, Rift Barb, which was talked about, Warp Scale Hide, which gives him a 3+ armor save, and Horned Crown. Was that 2 things? Horned Crown and Demonic Wings. Demonic Wings, I get. Horned Crown.
A second. Because I didn't do them in like any sort of order, which is really annoying. Horned Crown. There we go.
Yeah.
Grants the unit the Hammer of Ra special rule. If the unit already has a special rule, the number of hits inflicted is increased from 1 to D3.
So he would do D3
Hammer of
hits because he's already got that because he's a monstrous creature. Then he's got 2 Demon Brutes. These are you've got 2 squads of 3, all the same, which is a theme. Warp Scions and Fleshing Talons. So that's
level 1 and Shred.
What was that? Level 1?
Because of Warp Scions and Flensing gives them Shred on their attacks.
Okay, and then
taken all of us apart.
Yeah, and then he's got 3 squads of exactly the same thing. Warp Scions again. What was that? Level 1? Sorry, Chris, you broke up.
Mastery level 1.
Oh, so they're all Psychers level 1. So basically, whatever it is. What's that rule for when they're all together? Think of Psychers, Brotherhood of Psychers, but whatever the demon equivalent is. 3 lots of them, 18 of these sons of demons.
Zinch.
Sons of Seach, yeah, good shout. Ruinstorm Demon Shrike with Horned Crown, Rift Barb, and Warp Scale Hide. 2 of those. There's a theme here. Ruinstorm Demon Behemoth. So that's Fleshing Talons, Horned Crown, Shroud of Darkness, Warp Scale Hide, and a Lord of War, because why not? A Ruinstorm Archdemon, which I'm assuming is some sort of hell-spawned creature from the Netherworlds, Demonic Wings, and Warp Forged Plate, which I don't know what that does, but it sounds horrific.
Okay, let me go back.
Is that like a...
It is.
It was...
So when I wrote the list for the emanations of horror in Book 8, they didn't alphabetically organise them. So
you kind of words.
I can't. So what was it? Sorry.
Warp Forged Plate, which I'm guessing is what you had to dinner off.
I can't see it. Sorry.
Okay, maybe it's just the warp scaled hide +1. I don't know. Anyway, that we know is an absolute monster of the highest order, and
so it's worth remembering with all the reason that Ruinstorm armies are tough as nails is the first 2 turns when they get +1 toughness and +1 strength.
Yeah, so
it turns 3 to 4 their base profile, but if you're lucky to make it to turn 5 and 6, they're -1 and for those things.
Right.
You've got to make it there.
I mean, even starting with their normal base profile, these would still be pretty hard, I think. I mean, you can't double them out until with normal weapons anyway, until turn 3. So by that point, you'd have had 36, 54 warp scion lesser demons in your chops.
Demons are toughness 4 normally, yeah.
So toughness 5, strength 5. They're going to really hurt. So
Typhon, your friend.
Typhon would definitely be completely justified against this, frankly. So anyway, Mark and Commander Pork Pie, you know full well where you would have been.
Yeah, I don't think that's in question. To be fair,
Even just because we're all bitter. It's just
we are bitter. We are bitter. There's no
yeah,
we're using our petty.
We're definitely better. We're absolutely better. No question about it. We are.
To be fair, I mean, we have to balance this out with the fact that we haven't really come up with a cool way of dealing with demons. We don't fight them that often. This would have been the second or third time. So we haven't had a chance to kind of get all of that absorb knowledge of dealing with them. So we may be being slightly harsher on demon players than we would do maybe in 2 years' time when things have leveled out.
Possibly.
Yeah. They get an FAQ and they have to buy their army list again in book 9.
Bitter much.
I think we've just got to learn these lists. We've got to learn these lists. We've got to learn how to deal with them, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So moving on, we've got another demons list. Matthew Lloyd's demon list, a resplendent terror etheric domain with a commander, Imhotep the Curator.
Nice name. Great name.
So I believe this is Zinch Fiend. So we're starting off, or is it? I'm not sure because he's got Miasma of Rot. So
yeah.
Okay, so he's got 2 Ruinstorm Demon chosen, both the same, Lord of Sorcery, Mastery level 2, and a Miasma of Rot. Then he's got a Ruinstorm Demon Lord with Mastery level 5, Demonic Wings, Shroud of Darkness, and a set of 3 Ruinstorm Demon Brutes. I noticed this was a popular choice among the demon players. A squad of 3 Brutes is sort of a command squad there. Okay, so they've got brass collars and demonic wings. Then in these troops, he's got 4 different squadrons, but there's 2 types. So there's 2 identical squadrons. So we've got the first type is 15 lesser demons, brass collars, crushing claws, flensing talons. And there's 2 of them. And then the second one is 10 with crushing claws and flensing talons. So there's 2 squads of those. In his fast attack, we've got the Ruinstorm Demon Shrike. We've got 2 of these, both with a Rift Barb. They're the flying ones, aren't they? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And then we've got a Lord of War, a Ruinstorm Archdemon, Font of the Warp, and Warp Blast. I have no idea what those 2 do.
Sounds horrific.
It does.
It's a nice picture of what's his face, the 2-headed creature.
Yeah, Lord of Change, but it might have been the wrong one. Okay, so again, same as Mark's, that would have been I think the problem is we've got a natural instinct because you 2 have played Mark's. I've seen Mark's play. It's difficult. So your natural instinct is, demons are hard. But I think, again, it's like Thousand Suns, like Space Wolves. We just need to figure out how to deal with them. Sorry?
Custodes.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. They are tough, though, and they are certainly a leveler, which is fine. But
this doesn't seem quite as bad as the one that as Mark was bringing. I think there's less going to be less spells going on here, less psychic powers. It's going to be fast, and they're going to be shutting down your psychic powers with those brass collars. So,
yeah, agreed.
Okay,
it still probably would have been up in around.
I reckon it would have done well, but I don't. Yeah, I think that seems fair. So, what next, Chris?
Can I just raise a potential issue that I'm not actually sure we're live streaming this?
I'm not sure if it's working or not. I've tried a couple of times and it keeps saying waiting for the stream to start. Yeah. So it's going to go on to YouTube. So if you haven't seen this, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But it will be up there eventually.
Let's have a quick look and see. So what people saying that they can't? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Waiting for streaming to begin. That's weird. I guess it's not a sort of publicly accessible. We might have to pause this.
I can't figure out how to. Oh. Let's have a look in this help section.
Okay.
This makes a great video.
Well,
apparently only people within our organization can actually watch it live. Oh,
That means you might need to leave that address. But that's weird. We're not in the same organisation. You sent us an invite via email, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Look, it'll go up on YouTube. We apologise. Do you want to? We'll say something. I'll say something on Facebook while Chris goes through this list. Sorry, guys. Okay. Right.
Goose gander. So Matthew Doyle done. So we move on to Paul Davies, and he is running Death Guard. He has got a commander called Gaval Mohorn, the Elder. I may have pronounced that correctly. Who knows? He's using the Reaping Rite of War, classic. Everyone's favourite Death Guard Rite of War. So we have Praetor, Terminator Armor, Cataphractite Terminator Armor to be specific, a Volkite Charger, Paragon Blade, Rad Grenades. And you have Siegebreaker with Artificer Armor, Thunderhammer, Volkite Serpenter. We have an elite of 2 Apothecaries with Power Swords, Contemptor Quartus ×2 with Multi-Melter ×2, a Terminator squad of 7 Cataphracti, Heavy Flame with Chem Munitions, Combi Plasma ×2, Chain Fist ×2, Grenade Hardeners, Rad Grenades, Power Scythe on the Sergeant, and the Spartan. A troop choice of 7 heavy support guys with missile launchers and an augury scanner. 2 13-man tack squads, additional close combat weapons, artificer armor, power scythe, rad grenades, melter bombs. Here we go. Heavy support choice of 5 grave wardens, 2 chain fists, a heavy flamer with chem munitions, combi melter, rad grenades, land raider Proteus, Leviathan with cyclonic melter lance, phosphex discharger, chem munitions, a Sikaran Venator with heavy bolt of sponsons, and the first one that we've seen today, an Aegis Defender.
Man on the nice list straight away. Well
Right
played.
there. 8 EL, 20 bonus points to him.
What do you think, Michael? You're the kind of Death Guard player here. It all seems fairly okay to me.
Yeah, it looks all right. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, those Grave Wardens, they're going to do a number.
Those rad grenades are the killer.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's gonna do something in close combat. I'd be happy with that. That's a nice list.
There's a rad grenade.
Very nice.
The tactical squads have got rad grenades, and they've got close combat weapons. So
okay,
definitely interesting.
So that would be okay, no problem there. Next out of the bag is Richard Adams, and he's using Zuvius maybe, of the Silken Blade. What a lovely name. Obviously, it's another third company elite Emperor's Children. So he's got a Praetor with Paragon Blade, digital lasers, Iron Halo, Sonic Shrieker, melter bombs, and a Vigilator, nice, with Artificer Armor and melter bombs. In his elite section, he's got 5 Phoenix Terminators, Sonic Shriekers, Inner Spartan with Armored Ceramite and Flare Shield and Dozer Blade, all the classics. He's got a Veteran Tactical Squad with Missile Launcher and Suspensor Web, Artificer Armor on the Sergeant, Phoenix Power Blade on the Sergeant, I assume, and Rhino has got a Dozer Blade, so no problem there. And the Palatine Blade, 5 of these guys with the Power Spear, 5 of those, Sonic Shriekers, Artificer Armor, Melter Bombs, so not bad. And then we've got our good friends, the Cacophony again, but only 2 5-man squads, Artificer Armor on the Sergeants, and a tactical squad, tactical support squad, I beg your pardon, 8-man with Michael's favourite Volkite Calibers, Artificer Armor and Melter Bombs on the Sarge, and then a Land Speeder, which is nice to see. You don't see these very often. Multi-melter, hunter-killer missiles is probably deep striking suicide squad stuff, which is quite cheap. So 2 of those. And then he's got now a nice addition here, the Cestus Assault Ram with the wing-mounted missile launchers. Don't see many of those. Always cool to look at. And finally, just a bit of a left fieldness, the Acastus Knight Propyrian, the old Porphyrian, whatever, the big old double gun special.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what do you think?
That the Acastus is doing a lot of work there. It seems to be providing all of the anti sort of armor.
They put a lot into that Acastus though.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not a badly balanced list, though. I don't think. I mean,
it's a good list, but there's a lot in that Acastus. If that goes, they're gonna have. Oh, I'm getting a visit. Oh, from Bonnie, the
Bonnie the cat.
The cat.
Yes. Hello.
There you go, Bonnie the cat. Very inquisitive.
Hello, Bonnie.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hello, Megan.
Graham says hello, Megan. Oh no,
Hello,
she
Graham.
wants to go on the floor. Oh, she's running away.
Hello, Chris, too.
Hello.
Want to get the power washer.
Okay.
Oh,
Time to reach out.
Is there anything else we need from in here?
They're getting stuff. They're going back to Megan. They're taking Megan back to her. Megan's mum back to hers.
Beer? Are we leaving the beer here?
No worries. Oh no. What? Oh.
Okay.
We could just leave it here.
We'll take the beer on Wednesday. That's the beer that we got for everyone for Company of Legends. We didn't get the Corona yet because when I went to go to get the Corona, the government said no mule gathering. Yeah. You don't get this. This is less less professional than we would have.
Sorry. Bye. Goodbye.
Okay. Right.
Bye.
So, okay. So Richard McDonald.
Just out of interest, would you guys have put Richard Adams on the naughty list? I wouldn't have done. Really?
Or Fairy instantly include.
No.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to weigh it up. I haven't been keeping account of what I definitely want to put on the naughty list. I think it would be in for contention, but at the same time, they're coming in to grab the phone. I think it would have been up for contention for the naughty list.
Really? Okay, interesting.
But up for contention simply because the Praetorian is very powerful. But at the same time, as you say, they put a lot into that Praetorian. Everything else seems to be key to a lot of that. Seems to be key. They've got there seems to be key towards dealing with infantry, and they seem to be depending on a suicide squad of land speeders and the Praetorian to do their anti-armor.
What was the company elite again? I've forgotten.
Third company elite. Oh, that's one that makes fast and stuff. I think it gives them combat bonuses. I forget.
Oh no, I've been looking at I haven't got the scope.
There's too many rules for me to keep up with.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. Book 6 is in book 6. This one, isn't it? Oh, God, now you're asking.
Yeah.
What page is that on? Keep chatting amongst yourselves and trying to work out how we can add Google Hangouts as just get the link working. I'll try and sort this out because
you can't multitask. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sort of just trying to fill the airways or something rather than.
Okay, well, that's all really good of you. Book 6. I found book 6.
Let me just have a look. See if I can find the Rights of War.
I think this one will be in the back of the Legion's book.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Is it in book 6? I don't think it is.
No, it's not actually. I'm talking
about a little cosh.
Yeah. Apologies to. Oh, I could get another book now. Oh, no. Well, without destroying my room and killing myself in the process. Somebody look this up for God's sake.
I'm trying to. I regret asking you this question. I'll be honest. It was a good idea at the time until horribly backfired. I thought you had all the books to hand.
Well, no, I don't.
Wheeled it off moments ago. Right, so like third company elite. 3.
Iron Fire, Crimson Path, Serrated Sun, Recon, Legion Specific. Oh, come on, hell along. Third company elite. Here we go. Cacophony squads taken as troops.
Yep.
All Cacophony squads on the army gain Relentless. Actually, that's a new one. So they could have gone in the Dreadclaw and been pretty damn effective with it because they wouldn't have to worry about the heavy aspect. Sonic Assault. All infantry units equipped with power armor or artificer armor may take Sonic Shriekers, which we've seen 2 points per model. The limitations can only be used by Emperor's children belonging to the Traitor faction. Detachment users of this right of war may not take Allied Space Marines, and allies in the army count as one level worse than normal on the Age of Darkness list. So, for example, fellow warriors become distrusted.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Right. Cacophonize again. And then the troop choices. Very nice.
Okay.
So, nothing to whiz them around in. I suppose unless they're going Cerastus.
I'm guessing so, yeah.
Right. I'll move on to Richard McDonald, our first Alpha Legion, which is we normally have a few more Alpha Legion before now, but or is he? Yeah. He's taken Armilius Dynat as his commander, and his right of war is Coils of the Hydra. So along with Dynat, he's got a Saboteur in Artificer armor, 2 plasma pistols, a refractor field, and transvetic generators. That's one of the Psi Arcana, isn't it? Oops. Yeah, so just Googling that because I can't remember what, and Googling does not.
Got it here.
Yeah, if you can find it, I think it. Yeah. Then Elites, he's got Lernian Terminators, a 9-man squad of Lernian Terminators with Volkite Charger, 8 of them, 3 Chain Fists, 6 Power Fists, a Plasma Blaster, and a Power Dagger. So that's nice. Rewards of Treason. He's taking 9 Iron Havocs with 6 las cannons, 3 missile launchers, flak missiles, artificer armor, and augury scanners. So that's quite a nice little squad there. Yeah. Then he's got 3 identical tactical squads, 10 men, artificer armor, power dagger, power fist, rhino, and multi-melter on that rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Then a tactical support squad, 5 men with plasma guns.
Yep.
Heavy support, we've got a Cerastus assault ram with havoc launchers, a Sakaran Arcus tank with Sky Spear warheads, and then his Lord of War, he's got a Typhon with armored ceramite and las cannon sponsons.
Truth.
It's tough. It's a tough list.
Straight on the naughty list.
Transvetic generator. Any librarian, esoterist, Moritat, Diabolist, or Saboteur console who is not equipped with a jump pack, bike, jet bike may take a transvetic generator for 25 points. A model with a transvetic generator may not join any other unit. A transvetic generator allows the model to relocate through the warp up to 18 inches in any direction in lieu of moving in the movement phase. Ignoring terrain.
That's
all
nice.
The model has moved as if using a jump pack, and this move has no effect on the model in further phases. When a model uses the transvetic generator, they must roll a d6. On the result of a 1, they immediately suffer dragged into the warp result on the Perils of the Warp table. Any units within 3 inches of the model's starting location also suffer d6 strength 6 AP1 hits. For the purposes of wound allocation, assuming the attack is coming from the model which suffers Perils of the Warp.
Okay, wowzers.
You've got 1 in 6 chance that really hurt.
Yeah, this is the one that we took out of being allowed in Zone Mortalis.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So just to give you some of the... So Dynat, okay, has got some... So if he's the Warlord, so he's getting the Harrowing. So while in the enemy deployment zone, all units with the Legion size, Alpha Legion special rule, as well as Alpha Legion Dreadnoughts, as Dynat may re-roll their sweeping advance rolls and add +1 to any results they put on the vehicle damage table. That's pretty cool. And he's also got Hammer Strike Assault, which is his Warlord trait because he's the Warlord. One chosen infantry unit in the same primary attachment as the Warlord gains Deep Strike if they did not already possess it. And they may re-roll Deep Strike Scatter dice on the turn it comes in. So that's pretty nasty. Yep. I'm assuming actually no, I say I'm assuming either the tactical support squad with the plasma guns, maybe.
Maybe,
Deep Strike.
Yeah. The Terminators are going to go in. I'm assuming in the Cestus.
It's definitely there's not a lot of fat on that list.
No, the Iron Havocs as well. We all know how pasty they can be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Typhon is pushing it over slightly.
Big T in the corner there.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
For me, this would probably have gotten on the naughty list.
Yeah, maybe. I think possibly it certainly would have been up there, but I don't know whether it's, the Linnaean Terminators aren't anything massively special, are they? They are reasonably good, but
they're handy, but they're not the best. They're not the best Terminators in the game.
So, not a huge.
No, true.
They're not like fire drakes or anything like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Look, maybe it would have. Maybe it wouldn't have done. Typhon.
So what?
Make it.
So it's me now, isn't it? So we move on to another Richard Stapleton, and he is running World Eaters. He has Lorak, the Head Taker, as his commander, and he's running the Berserker Assault Rite of War. So we've got nice and simple Centurion with a chain axe.
Nice.
Nothing fancy than that.
I like that Spartan-esque approach to things.
Yeah,
Centurion with a chain axe. Knock yourself out. Well, don't with the chain axe.
Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought, extra armor, carries assault cannon. Contemptor Dreadnought, extra armor, Dreadnought Train Fist, Dreadnought plus combat weapon. 5 Red Butchers, 3 of which have got a second power axe, 2 Chain Fists, and they have an Anvilus pattern Dread Claw. 10 Assault Marines with chain axes. A 15-man tack squad with additional close combat weapons, chain axes, and melter bombs. A tactical squad of 20 guys with melter bombs. Another tactical support squad of 10 additional close combat weapons, chain axes, and flamers. A second Anvilus Dreadclaw. A javelin. A termite. All the fast attack choices.
Yeah.
Heavy support choice of a Leviathan with a cyclonic melter lance and siege drill. And the drop pod, 1 Spartan with a dozer blade, and Big Ron.
Big old Ron.
Big old Ron.
So I should have amended that, because this was a list that I had to re-amend this morning, because Richard came back and he was like, not long before the event, he was like, I really got to amend my list because I've not got certain stuff painted. I know it's after the deadline, but you haven't published it yet. Is it all right if I do that? And I was like, yeah, all right.
Okay. But that's
then, but then
what special rule is?
Sorry, what?
The Berserker Assault Rite of War.
I assume they get to reroll runs.
Get the hatred while outside their own deployment zone and must always attempt to make sweeping advances. And all models with a Legion of Astartes World Eaters, so it's Rite of War, must reroll failed bidding tests and must reroll run results of 1.
Oh, I knew I had to do with runs.
Close. However, they've got to take an additional compulsory troop choice. Which she has. Can't have more vehicles of the tank or flyer type than infantry. Tank or flyer type, so he's fine. He hasn't got one tank. He's only got 1 tank.
Yep.
Single console as part of the HQ choice, and may not take a librarian, so he's done that. And you may not take fortifications or other space marine allied detachments. So that's not too bad, is it?
No, pretty good list.
Everything's either in a Spartan or deep striking.
I like it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it looks on paper, it might be very, very tough, but it's not.
Work out where Angron.
Well, it is, but it is tough, but it's not naughty list. Considering
Angron will go with the tactical squad.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
And
or he'll just go off on his own, because that's what he does in the fluff. He just goes off and he's like, right, no.
Yeah.
Termite, I guess, what's the capacity of a termite? 10?
Termite 12?
12. So that's taking the support squad, I guess.
Maybe. Assault squad.
And the Anvilus.
Tactical squad 15, they're just going to be running, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they go in the Spartan with.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, all good in the hood.
Yeah, cool.
Next out of the bag is Sam Shaw and the rather interesting.
No, I thought the same thing when I saw it.
Yeah.
So this chap is pleasantly referred to as Syphilis Clap. So kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah.
So he's got the Creeping Scourge.
I think that's what his title referred to, wasn't it? I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, Etheric Domain. So these are Demons of the Ruinstorm. Sorry, I should have said. So Demon Lord of Sorcery, Master Level 5, which seems to be the default for them. Ephemeral Terror and Rift Barbs. I don't know what Ephemeral Terror does. Rift Barbs. Well, Crushing Claws and Ephemeral Terror on 3 Demon Brutes. That's his HQ, so on foot, one assumes. And then he's got Ruinstorm Demon Brutes, some more, 3 of these with Crushing Claws and Ephemeral Terror. Then we've got Ruinstorm Demon Beasts. So we've got 6 of these with Crushing Claws and Miasma of Rot. Ruinstorm Lesser Demons. So that's interesting. Demonic Beasts. Okay, right. Yeah. Ruinstorm Lesser Demons. 20 of these guys with Crushing Claws, Miasma of Rot, and Ephemeral Terror. And finally, some Ruinstorm Demon Swarms. We haven't seen those. Which are 3 of these with Crushing Claws. Then we've got, in the fast attack, we've got 2 lots of Demon Shrikes, both the same, both with Rift Barbs, Flinching Talons, both of those. Heavy support, we've got a Ruinstorm Demon Behemoth with Rift Barb Bone Shard Harpoon, which sounds awesome, and Flinching Talons, and a Greater Beast with Rift Barb, Miasma of Rot, Flinching Talons, and finally we've gone for a Ruinstorm Archdemon, Font of the Warp, and Breaker of Titans, which sounds like that thing is going to absolutely kick ass.
So
much so.
Ephemeral Terror.
Yeah.
So models with this emanation do not suffer the penalty to their initiative for charging enemies through difficult terrain, but fight at their normal initiative in ensuing combat.
Useful.
Bone Shard Harpoon. 12 inches, Strength User, AP 4, Assault 1, and Pinning.
Okay.
What were the other things?
We've been through Miasma of Rot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Previous.
Yeah.
Bone Shard Harpoon, did you say?
Yeah, that was the 3, 4.
Cool. What Breaker of Titans and Font of the Warp, actually, both of those I wouldn't mind knowing.
Font of the Warp, that sounds like psychic powers, isn't it?
I would have thought so, but wouldn't want to.
Font of the Warp, there we go, 256. Oh, I don't know what I think it does it.
I'll just put in some music.
Font of the Warp, here we go. A model with this option gains the Psychic Special rule, Mastery level 4, and may generate psychic powers from any discipline in the Horus Heritage Dance rulebook except Sanctic or Malefic Demonology. In addition, the controlling player does not add the model's Mastery level to the total of warp charges generated for a given psychic phase.
Okay.
It adds the model's current remaining wounds.
Flipping heck.
Oh.
Because they'd be on like 9 wound monsters.
That has 10 wounds.
Oh.
Archdemon, yeah, 10 wounds.
Breaker of Titans.
Breaker of Titans is a song by the band we mentioned earlier. Breaker of Titans, a model with this option may choose to sacrifice its normal attacks in close combat to make a number of attacks that equal to half, rounding down, of its current attack score, but at strength D, AP1.
Welcome to the naughty list, Sam.
So that has it'd be 3 attacks at strength D, AP1.
Good God, man. Okay, so that was the lists then for the Age of Dark. I'm not going to do the Zone Mortalis ones unless you
might do them in a separate.
Yeah. So what did you have for your naughty list and nice lists?
Yeah, Sam makes the naughty list because
I had
you get 10 additional warp charges.
Mark Frost was on one.
Yep.
Matthew Lloyd second. Sam Shaw third. And Richard McDonald. And what was Richard McDonald? Why did I not like that? Do I not like
Why did I not like that?
That was Dinah and the Typhon.
Dinah and the Typhon. I mean, Typhons are
kind of almost a.
We tend to frown on that sort of.
Yeah, just wait till you see the loyalist list.
Yeah.
In the nice section, though, I had Alex. I liked his list a lot.
Me too.
Richard Adams and Richard Stapleton. Both of those I thought would be interesting. What about you?
You know what? I'm actually 100% in agreement. That's what my notes.
See, I was Richard Adams for the naughty list as well, just for the Porphyrion.
I mean, maybe not. It's up there, but it's quite there's a.
And also, it's easy to put all the demon players on the naughty list at the moment,
which we kind of have, to be fair. Because the problem is, if you put one on them, you got to put them all on. To be honest,
necessarily.
So, my instinct says I'm only putting on Mark and Sam.
Yeah, they're the 2 that I would.
Okay.
Sam gets on being able to generate 10 warp charges and 3 strength D attacks in your face is going to sting you every day of the week.
But again, we'd have to see these in action. And again, it's not a judgment on saying, oh, demon players, your lists are all dirty. Because they're not.
Nobody
No,
said
it's me saying. This is me saying we're not saying that demon lists are
That's why
naughty.
we get emails.
I think the issue is that we've got very little idea of this. We've got very little practical experience. Our only really barometer of demons is Mr. Frost.
and Greg's article, which was
Oh, and Greg's article, yes, of course. Greg's
Damien
article.
Turner would go on. He would get my vote purely because he's got Garland Serlak.
I know. I feel my irrational. I mean, I haven't put any Mechanicum on there.
That's trauma.
The only thing I would say is that actually, Matthew Lloyd, his Ruinstorm Archdemon, Font of the Warp, and Warp Blast. So he would probably have to go if we were going to put all of them on there, or not all of them on there.
See,
And
I don't think his list is quite as bad as Mark and
okay.
Sam's. It's still tough. I think you're right. I think I would definitely put it up there as maybe this will be considering, but it's hard to say because we haven't really looked at these and thought about it because we hadn't everything fell apart.
Sure. I mean, to be fair, like I said, these aren't purely subjective.
Yeah.
And
This would be a turn 1. By turn 2, it's all different.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Turn 2, we see what works, what doesn't work, and then we have to.
When we go through the loyalist list, and it's every unit's got an added attachment system, aren't we? So
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, to be fair, with the new strategy phase, the naughty list only really comes into play on the first game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, right. Let's
Should
move
we
on.
should we stop there and maybe pause it and then see if we can get this working with multiple people?
I have already checked. I cannot.
Oh, okay.
I cannot without waiting a good long while.
Okay.
It's basically like you got to wait 24 hours to enable it. Because
That's really weird. We'll have to find another solution going forward.
we will find another solution for this because we're going to do something while we're all off. Well, not off, but because Graham's working from home. But
working from home.
Jesus. The last thing I want to be doing is skiving on my first. I mean, it's bad enough I'm worried enough, my first job at this particular company, and 3 of those months are going to be spent, when I should be having those communications with people remote. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, right, okay. Let's move on to the loyalists.
Okay.
Yep.
So my turn for the first list, and we've got.
Can we have a break of some variety?
Yeah.
Sure, I tell you what, we'll have a break. We can upload this as 2 videos.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll stop recording.
It's been an hour.
Yeah, we can go. Yeah, we can have a drink, cup of tea.
Okay.
Be back in a minute.
Okay. No worries.